In this video, I'm breaking down how literally anyone can make 5 to 10K a month in 2025 with a Skool community. Forget dropshipping, SMMA, or any other shitty business model. Skool is the simplest and easiest way to make money online, and in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can start today. But first of all, why should you listen to me? Well, in the last 5 months, I've made $25,000 through my very own Skool community, and at the same time, I've helped hundreds of others scale their own communities. But before we get into it, I have one thing to say. This is going to be a long, unedited guide, and it's not made for everyone. However, if you actually want to make money online and grow a Skool community in 2025, then you need to log in, get some paper out, put the video in full screen, and get rid of any distractions. With that being said, let's get straight into it. First, let me quickly go over the funnel that I've built and used in my own community so that you have a better idea of how everything will come together in this video. This is the exact funnel that helped me generate $25,000 in just 4.5 months, and it starts with traffic from YouTube and ads, leads into a free community, then splits between a low-ticket community as a downsell and a high-ticket offer for qualified leads. To get to this funnel though, we need to start on step 1, which is creating your initial high ticket offer. Now, picking a niche is incredibly important here. Most beginners make the mistake of not picking one, trying to target everything at once. It's like throwing spaghetti onto a wall to see what sticks. This usually leads to massive frustration because without proper messaging, you can't relate with your target audience or identify where they hang out. On top of that, your focus and your resources get divided infinitely, and so do your results. So this is a very big no-no. But how do you pick your niche? Well, I always look at 3 key things. The first is passion, the second is experience, and the third one we'll get to in just a second. For now, why these 2? Well, no one wants to do something they don't like. Even if it pays big money, your target avatar and eventual clients will see right through you if you don't enjoy what you're doing. They won't have a good experience and you won't be able to stick with it long term. Now remember, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You need a long-term vision. On top of passion, experience matters because it sets you apart from the competition, so you should pick something you know inside and out, something where you can really deliver results. This gives you the confidence you need to sell your offer and, of course, deliver a valuable service. Now, for the third key thing, let's be real for a second here. We're in the game of making money, and at the end of the day, we want to set ourselves up for success. So whatever niche you pick must have both the need and the money to access what you're offering. Now, let's talk about MVPs, or in other words, minimum viable products. It's essentially the most basic version of your offer, which you'll create with the goal of testing as quickly and as cheaply as possible for product market fit. Make it super valuable, but don't worry about scale at this stage. You need to do the unscalable to figure out how to scale later. A very important thing to note here is that just because it's a basic version, it doesn't mean it should be any less valuable than a full built offer. Cutting corners here will just send you back to the drawing board, so don't fall for this mistake. When it came to making my MVP, I wanted to help Skool community owners leverage gohighlevel to run their communities more efficiently and scale them faster than ever. But I didn't know exactly what these people already had, if they were aware of their issues, or what solutions they needed. So instead of creating an elaborate course that would take tens of hours to record, only for 90% of it to be useless, I replaced it with 2 hours of one-on-one calls, and this made it super valuable because each client received custom solutions. Obviously, it wasn't scalable at all, but that wasn't the point yet. Moving on to the next step, step 2, let's talk about beta clients. Once you have your MVP ready, you'll want to find a few of these to work with for free. And yes, I mean absolutely free. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would I work for free? Well, at this stage, you want the least amount of friction and barriers to entry as possible. Your only goal right now is to understand whether you have the start of a good offer or not. Now, in exchange for providing your free service, you'll ask them for honest feedback and testimonials that you can use as social proof. But here's what's really crucial. You need to be observing every single thing these clients do, and I mean absolutely everything. Their needs, their wishes, their questions, and especially their pain points. And here's something most people miss. Actions speak louder than words. Just because your clients aren't vocally expressing their struggles doesn't mean they don't have them. You also want to keep track of anything repetitive that you or your clients go through. These repetitive elements, they're absolute gold. They'll become the foundation of your course when you're ready to scale. Now, here's a bonus tip that saved me hours of work later. Record your calls. These recordings will become the very first version of your course, and they'll naturally include Q&As that other people will find valuable since they'll likely have similar questions. In my case, my target avatar was super specific: Skool community owners. This made it incredibly easy for me to find them and to reach out to them. That's why it's so important to dial down exactly who your initial target avatar is. The more specific you are, the easier your outreach becomes. Now, let's dive into step 3, the time for you to push or pivot. This is where things get really interesting. After working with your beta clients, identifying their pains, their wishes, their needs, and getting all that valuable feedback, you'll be in a position to understand whether to push forward or pivot to something else. And let me tell you, the more beta clients you work with, the more and the better information you'll have to make this decision. Now, how do you know whether to push or to pivot? Well, let me break down the good indicators suggesting you should push. Number 1, you're on the right track if your clients are asking you for more. 2, if you're getting more people asking for your help without even advertising. 3, if you're getting fully booked out. 4, if you're getting clients without much objection. And 5, if you're getting good feedback and strong testimonials. These are all green lights telling you to keep going. On the reverse, here's when you should be considering pivoting. Number 1, if you're seeing everything opposite to those positive indicators we just talked about. 2, if your beta clients aren't showing up to their commitments. Or 3, if they're not getting results. Now, I want to make something very clear. Don't be afraid to pivot. It's part of the process. If everything suggests that you should pivot, go back to step 1 and run through the process again. Do not look at this as failure. Failure is when you stop trying. This is merely a temporary setback, and at the end of the day, you've just gone through a major learning process which will help you speed up the process and put you one step closer to figuring out what works. In my case, after being on 160 calls with beta clients, and yes, you heard that correctly, 160 calls, I very quickly started seeing patterns emerge. These calls gave me all the feedback that I needed to understand exactly what I could offer that would solve their biggest and most painful needs, while at the same time being something that they knew they needed. That's what we call product market fit. Now, moving on, we have step 4, creating your offer as a Skool community. Now that you have a solid understanding of what the market wants, it's time to develop your offer into a more valuable yet simple version 2. This is where that funnel that I showed you at the start comes into play. You'll be working with a free community, a low ticket community, and a high ticket offer. And let me tell you about the powerhouse that is your free community. This isn't just any lead magnet. It's going to be the biggest and the best lead magnet that you could possibly ever create. Now, depending on what you're offering and who you want to work with, this community might contain part or all of your offer. Now, let me break this down with a real example so it makes sense. Say you're a business coach specializing in helping businesses go from 10K per month to 50K per month. You probably don't want to work with all these people making less than 10K a month, right? So here's what you do. You offer a free course on how to get to 10K per month. This accomplishes 2 things. First, it shows that you know what you're talking about, and 2, it prepares your leads. Think about it. Who are they going to trust to get them to 50K? Obviously, the person who just helped them hit 10K. In my case, I do something different. I actually give out my whole course in the free community. Now, you might think I'm crazy, but here's the genius part. Even though I give out all of the information for free, I hold a special key for 95% of people to implement it. To implement it, they need Go High Level. And guess what? They have to join my low ticket community or use my affiliate link to get it. Sure, someone who already has Go High Level could join my free community and could just watch the course, but here's where it gets even better. These people see how much I know about Go High Level and how I can help them leverage it. So when someone that they know needs help with it, guess who they send them to? Me. Now, let's talk about what your communities need to function properly. Your about page is crucial. You need a short, punchy community name and description that tells you your target avatar exactly what you're doing. Your community image needs to do the exact same thing. But the most important part, communities with no VSL see 80% worse results than those with one. So take a look at mine through the link in the description below and feel free to adapt it to your needs. My about page is currently converting at just over 35%. Once your members are in, you'll need an absolute killer start here post to guide them exactly where you want them to go. So again, make sure to check the description below to get yourself a copy of my free high converting start here templates. Once your communities have been set up, you're now ready to move on to step 5, which is creating limited time and discounted offers. This is where we'll start putting some real money on the table. At this point, you'll want to get some cash flowing to cover expenses like your school and Go High Level. The key here is to implement some form of urgency, scarcity, or discount, or all three if you're feeling extra generous. In my case, I created 3 different offers. For my beta clients who still needed my help, I made them an exclusive offer of $30 per month to get access to a monthly one-on-one call with me, a private group chat, and a monthly mastermind call. For new members, I charged $47 per month for the first 2 weeks and increased the price by $10 every 10 members. This created both exclusivity for my early adopters and urgency for the new members. As for my high ticket offer, it started at a massive discount and quickly went up in price as demand increased. Now, step 6 is where most school community owners drop the ball. And this is creating backend systems in Go High Level. Look, I get it. You want to focus on getting traffic and clients, but you need to be prepared with the systems that will allow you to advance much faster, even at the early stages. I'm talking about outreach systems that will help you get clients, onboarding systems to nurture leads and guide them where you want them, and booking systems so that you can focus on getting more leads while your systems handle the scheduling and the reminders. Ultimately, they prevent you from wasting leads and having them fall through the cracks. These are the exact systems that I used to make 25K in just 4.5 months, and it's what the Skool Games winners use to power their multi-6-figure-a-month communities. With your systems in place, you're now ready for the most important step of this process, which is step 7. Traffic. With your systems ready to go, it's time to get eyeballs on your offer. And in my eyes, you've got 2 main plays here: YouTube and ads. YouTube is your long-term game. You need to be consistent, super valuable, and strategic with your videos. This isn't just about getting leads. It's about nurturing the ones that you already have, making it easier to sell to them later. Now, don't be fooled. There are many people out there who get lucky and within their very first videos go viral for a variety of reasons. But let me be the first to tell you that this is not common. As with everything else in business, always have your expectations super low and always understand that it will take 10 times more effort, more time, and more resources to reach a certain goal than you originally expected. It's just part of the game. If it were easy, everyone would do it. On the other hand, ads are both your short-term and your long-term play. When you set up correctly, you can start getting traffic in just a few days through cold and retargeting campaigns. Your ultimate goal with traffic: omnipresence. You want to show up everywhere, all day, every day, until you become inevitable. Even the toughest prospects will start wondering what you're all about when they see you absolutely everywhere. As you start getting traffic, step 8 is crucial: nurturing. This is where so many entrepreneurs mess up because they're thinking too short term. They think they're going to start a business and make 100K per month in just 2 weeks. Well, let me be real with you. It doesn't work like that. Unless you started with 1 million followers and $1 million in the bank for ads, most people who see your content will have no idea who you are. So why the hell would they buy from you right away? Your first thought when a lead comes in shouldn't be, buy from me now. It should be, hey, I'm Afonso and I want to help you do X. You need to nurture them and give them free value. This takes them from complete strangers to people who like you, who trust you, and are now ready to buy what you're offering. Once you start nurturing leads, you'll be ready for step 9. Conversion. When it comes to conversion techniques, I found that the best method is focusing on getting your free community members onto calls if you're pushing them into your high ticket offer. This gives you the chance to really understand them and sell more effectively. If they don't qualify for your high ticket offer, you can price anchor them on it and then downsell them into the low ticket community. Now, here's something absolutely crucial about closing. After thousands of calls in business, I found that the best way to sell is often not to sell at all. Now, don't get me wrong. You'll have to ask for the money and push for the close if you want to make money, but you have to do it in a smart and genuine way. Most people are too focused on their own agenda, using pushy and unethical tactics. This leads to poor performance, damaged reputation, and unsatisfied clients. So don't be that person. I've had several instances where prospects weren't at all qualified for what I had to offer, so instead I focused on helping them as much as possible. What happened? Well, a month down the line, after they implemented what I advised, they came to me ready to take the next step. Why? Because I genuinely tried helping them and gave them actionable advice with absolutely no strings attached. If you do this and you do it well, I can guarantee you that most people will sooner or later come back to you. When this happens, you know you're on the right track. Finally, step 10 is all about getting to 5K MRR. Once you've implemented all 9 steps, you should have a solid business with good market fit. How fast you get to 5K depends on how much time you put into the right things. There's no point working 12-hour days like I do if you're focusing on things that don't move the needle forwards. Your main focus should be getting as much traffic as possible, learning constantly to keep improving, and nurturing relationships. And here's a critical point. To hit 5K per month fast, you'll likely need to focus on your high ticket offer and only sell your low ticket to those who don't qualify for it. Otherwise, you'll fall into the same trap I was in, spending over 6 hours every single day on calls trying to get people into the low ticket community. The quickest way to get new clients at this stage will be through referrals. So reach out to your happy customers and ask if they know anyone who'd be interested in getting the same results. If that's not enough motivation, give them a referral commission. And if you find yourself stuck running the business instead of growing it, stop and list everything you do daily. Then figure out what you can delegate affordably or systemize through go-high-level automations. So now you have the blueprint to hit 5K a month with your Skool community. But let's be real. Knowing what to do and actually doing it, they're two very different things. If you're tired of sitting on ideas that never go anywhere, I've got you. I put together a free 1-hour course that walks you through exactly how to build the systems that you need to take your community to 6 figures. No guesswork, no wasted time, just clear, actionable steps. Plus, there's a community of us doing the same thing, sharing what works and figuring it all out together. It's all free, so head on over to the first link in the description if you're ready to stop spinning your wheels and actually make this happen.